Hey everybody, it's Mark, DoctorDeadwax. Time for another video. This is Retracing the Groove 10. I just shot Retracing the Groove 9, but I still have another stack of records I can talk about. And so, got some beer left, camera's up and running. Thought I might as well shoot the next one, and I'll put it up like a day or so later. Probably should have told you that at the end of the last one, not this one. But anyway, so this is what I've been listening to tonight. I had my wife, got it. Next to me here I have an 8 cube Expedit 2x4, and I had my wife pull one record from each of the cubes, and this is what I've been listening to. And the first one is Rush Moving Pictures. This is the copy I bought in grade 9 when it came out, the day, the week it came out, almost immediately. This was massive. When I was in grade 9, this was, you know, this was as big as it could get. If you listen to rock. And I listened to rock and alternative, so I was like a complete freak because I could listen to specials and Rush. And in my high school, those were two different camps. And you traversed between the two of them. But this is a double RL, Master Disc RL. I don't know if I can get the dead wax to show or not. Probably not. There it is. Master Disc RL. So, mastered by Robert Ludwig. If you want to buy this record, that is what you want to find. You want to find Master Disc RL on both sides. There's also, I think, a Master Disc BK Bernie Kipper or LH Lee Huckel, but you want to find the RL. You want to find it on both sides. It can be on Anthem in Canada, or it can be on Mercury in the US. They sound the same. I think it's Rush's best sounding record. I think it's maybe Rush's best record too. It has like a commercial pop side with Tom Sawyer and Limelight, with a couple great, I think, progressive pieces with Red Barchetta, a song about cars in the future, and then an instrumental piece, YYZ, which they were nominated for a Grammy for. And then the other side is kind of more progressive, and with Camera Eye Witch Hunt and Vital Signs. And as always, for years, the last track on a Rush record kind of harkened to what was coming next, and Vital Signs you know, harkens to the slightly more electronic tones of Signals. So or Foreshadows, not harkens, Foreshadows. So just a great record. You know, I think in general Rush records could be recorded better. Especially, it's not the strings, it's not the bass and the guitar that I find lacking on a Rush records. It's always the drums. When Neil hits a cymbal, it just, there's no, you know, when you listen to other types of music, a cymbal hit can just hang for like 3-4 seconds in the air. I don't know why, and I find his drums always sound very flat and muddy. I don't know why that is, but I still listen to this on a regular basis because the music's just fantastic. And, you know, ultimately, what's most important is great music, and then you listen to the music that sounds good, that's great music, as opposed to the music that sounds brilliant but is shitty. Because, I mean, there's guys I know who are audiophiles who do that, who just listen to great sounding music, and when you listen to music with them, you just listen to the absolutely most banal music because it's recorded really well. Anyway, moving on. Genesis Box Drop. This is a first Canadian pressing of this. This is really noisy. I don't know why I've kept it, but probably because it's on the pink, purple, mauve Buddha label, and that's probably the only reason why I kept it. It's kind of crackly. It's in great shape. I don't know. Maybe I'll get rid of it one of these days. I have, you know, I have a UK first pressing of this, thanks to Alan. So I really don't need this anymore. But sometimes you get sentimental, eh? Well, I get sentimental for records all the time. Next is New Order, Power, Corruption, and Lies. This is on Factory. Is it Factory? Fact, I think it's Factory, yeah. And yeah, Factory, Fac D11 from 1983. I have several New Order records, and I was a huge fan of New Order back in the day. Still am. Probably one of my favorite bands from that kind of synthesizer period of music. Them and OMD and Depeche Mode, but for me, their albums are not the strong part of New Order's career. It's the 12 inches. They're extended 12-inch versions of the tracks that are like on their albums. They're mind-blowing. They're the best dance music I've ever heard in my life, and you know, so there's a couple tracks on here that are brilliant 12 inches. For me, the perfect New Order record is Substance, which while I first bought it on CD, the CD had a one CD was 12-inch, the great 12-inch mixes of classic New Order songs, and then the second disc I think was the instrumental 12 inches of New Order songs. So just a great band. They really, when people were so negative and down on synth music as they were in the 80s and early 90s, I would just point them to New Order and just point out like how much energy there was that was non-synth in their music. So here's another one. This is Herbie Hancock, Speak Like a Child. This is a Unipack. Blue Note. I've had this for a while. I've listened to it several times. Never been a huge fan of this record. This is on the Blue Note. I don't know what this is called. I've heard this called a Universal, but this is a Liberty for sure. I don't know how that label's described, but the one-off. On this record, Herbie plays with a quartet on half the songs and a quintet on the other half of the songs. And I've always felt that one of them was better than the other. And I've always kind of had very mixed feelings about this record. Tonight, it actually sat really well with me. So I'm going to have to visit this again, because I know that like Music Matters released a double 45 RPM of this record, and when they did, I was like, why? But I don't know. I got to go back to it. I think there's 6 other better Herbie albums they could have released. But anyway, let's not get too sidetracked because we're winding down. Gongazoos. This is a first UK pressing on Virgin. This is fantastic. This is jazz, art, Canterbury, art rock, masterpiece. About as good as it gets. In my opinion, one of the best Gong records. Several great Gong records, don't get me wrong. This is one of them. I scored this for, I think, $17 in Toronto last year. I took my wife to her publisher. It comes with a massive poster. Great record. I was really happy when she pulled that out. Vangelis, Opera Sauvage. This is musique originale de Vangelis par Panelisio pour la série télévision de Frédéric Rossif. This is a Canadian pressing on Polydor with SNB for Sabine Nelson Brunet and Deadwax. This is a really good Vangelis record, and it has some excellent themes on it. And I really enjoyed having that out tonight. Next is Cocteau Twins. This is Tiny Dynamo backed with Echoes of a Shallow Bay, or Echoes in a Shallow Bay. And this is a Canadian release of 2 12 inches repacked into a double package. They're 33 RPM, 12 inches. Just great Cocteau Twins music. One of the strongest periods of their career. And 9:59. I got one record left. I'll talk about it and then I'll be done. I like to keep these at 10 minutes, but I allow myself a little bit of a grace period. Dr. Music, Doug Riley. Doug Riley on the Hammond or Hammond B3 or organ and piano, and Doug Riley, Doug Mallory, Wayne Stone, Steve Kennedy, Bernie Talman, Keith Jolimer, Michael Kennedy. This is just a great record on GRT from Canada. If you don't know who Doug Riley is, look him up. This is kind of slightly horn rock, very slightly. Like, this is not Chicago or anything like that, but it has great organ playing, just great grooves to it. More people should know about this. So that's all I'll say. Look up Dr. Music on Dr. Music / Doug Riley, R-I-L-E-Y. Look that up on YouTube, and he's one of Canada's greats, and I know he's played with a lot of other people that consider him one of the best at what he does. So that's it. That's Retracing the Groove 10. Just some more records I've been listening to today. That's stuff my wife pulled, and I think for random pulls it was a pretty good evening listening. Definitely eclectic, definitely kind of all over the map, but that's the way my collection is. You know, from the very mundane and pedantic stuff like Rush that, I don't know, some people might consider boring or safe, but you know, my collection consists of music I like and not just stuff that is from lists composed by curators who want to have, you know, the best looking collection on the internet. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. Keep the record spinning.